Hi, welcome to Girl, Are You Okay?
This is a podcast about two 20-something-year-olds living in Los Angeles talking about anything and everything.
I'm Ayesha.
I'm Abeera.
And this is our podcast.
This is our podcast. And I'm wearing my crazy glasses.
Can we take a moment to appreciate Abeera's glasses? Because I'm fully obsessed with them. And it's giving like art teacher in the funnest way.
I feel like I'm giving off therapist vibes today with this cardigan.
The outfit is therapist.
It's giving like, let me just close up my cardigan and listen to you talk.
And how did that make you feel?
How did that make you feel?
Where's the tissue box?
You can't give people tissue boxes.
Okay, so can we ask the viewers their opinion on this?
Yeah.
If you're in therapy and you start crying, right? Tears are flowing, and your therapist hands you the tissue box, is that an aggression to stop crying?
An aggression or like a suggestion or like an urge or like an encouragement?
A suggestion that might be perceived in an aggressive manner.
Sure.
Like, please stop.
Yeah. Do you like getting tissues like handed to you? I don't. I like using a sleeve. That's more comforting.
Yeah,
to me.
I don't think I use tissues, and with my clients, I just know certain ones are more prone to crying. So I just make sure the tissue box is accessible.
Yes, that's what we were taught to do
before their sessions. But yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know.
If we seem weird today, I would just like to put a disclaimer that it is way later than we usually record.
Yeah, it's giving sleepover vibes, you're saying. And we all have the Zoomies today. So, which is funny given our somewhat serious topic today.
Which it's never quite so serious with us. But like, I think in comparison to last week's episode, it's definitely going to be leaning on the other side of the spectrum for sure. But
so, that being said.
Yeah, we can just get into it because we do have a lot to cover.
Oh my gosh, we do. And this week we're talking about
eldest daughter syndrome. Yeah, is that what we want to call it?
Yeah.
And I think just to throw out like disclaimer,
we're talking about disclaimer being this is going to be really from our own experience and perspective, and you might be an oldest daughter and have a different point of view, and we're not trying to discredit that in any way. This is just our experience, and
also like there's a cultural component that we will talk about too that we don't know how much it's like playing a role in our experience. So keep in mind that, every culture is different and all the things.
Yes. And you may be wondering as well, like, oh, well, I'm not an eldest daughter. Like, how is this relevant to me? Yeah. And I think all of us know an eldest daughter, whether it be your sister or your friend, your own mom, somebody in your life, your best friend.
Yeah, a friend. I mean, we were just like going through the list. It's like, oh, I have this friend that's an eldest daughter. I have this friend that's like an only child. So like, somebody. And you could probably, the same way we do astrology signs, get some confirmation bias out of this and be like, oh my God, that is totally my friend, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Cool. Should we get into like a little bit about our, like how we are in our family, like birth order wise and stuff?
Let's do it.
Okay. You go first.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I am the eldest daughter of 5 children, which I know it sounds like a lot. Let's see. I have 4 younger siblings, obviously, and 2 boys and 2 girls.
Cute. And do you want to just like say how much older you are in comparison?
Yeah, definitely. So me and my sister, my sister's a year younger than me. My brother is a year younger than her. My other sister's about a year younger than him. And then I have a baby brother who is currently 12 years old and is significantly younger than the others of us.
Yeah. So you and your first 3 siblings are like, you guys could have all gone to high school together.
It was kind of like a 4-in-1 deal my mom signed up for.
Yeah.
Like a 4-pack.
Yeah. And then your youngest brother is like,
he just was like, went rogue, completely disrupted the family dynamic. And we love him,
but not in a bad
it.
way.
Yeah. Like we needed him. I really think he is the glue of our family. Very much so.
I hope he doesn't feel that burden. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I am one of two. I'm the eldest daughter. Hi, my name is Abeera. I'm the eldest. I'm an eldest daughter. There should be like an AA,
Like a support group.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. And I have one sibling, and like so they're like 10 years younger than me, 9.5 years younger than me. So that's it.
That's a gap.
Less interesting.
I mean, there's just less of you, but there's still a sizable age gap.
Yes. And I think it will definitely bring some diversity in our conversation today because we have two very different family dynamics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think every family dynamic is so unique.
Yeah.
And yet the eldest daughter syndrome prevails somehow.
Yeah. Completely. And we have so much that we're able to relate on, even though our responsibilities and roles were somewhat different.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to do, which I don't know if we have prepared, but we can go get it. We wanted to kind of give some psych education or some psychoeducation,
if you will,
on some like birth order stuff from Adler.
Yeah. So Adler, there is, just for some context, when it comes to therapy, there's different therapeutic orientations out there. One of them being Adlerian therapy, which was developed by Adler. I don't know his first name at the top of my head.
Something Adler.
And he is really known for his studies and research on birth orders. So kind of the order in which you and siblings were born.
And how that determines your characteristics and roles in the family.
And I think even right now at the top of your head, like there are stereotypes about only children or stereotypes about the youngest sibling.
Or like all boy
families.
Sibling, yeah.
And the
Things
middle
like that.
child.
Yeah. So we were going to go grab that real quick so we can just give you a description of like the ones that maybe we'll be talking about today.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into the more personal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So while you read that, I'm just going to quickly, or before you read that, I'm just going to quickly say Mr. Adler's name is Alfred Adler.
Adler.
It's giving
Alfred Adler.
Alfred coffee. Did you know that Alfred coffee was named after? Okay, so Aisha's gonna read the characteristics for the different birth order.
Yeah. I was just thinking Alfred Adler is actually Batman's butler.
Is it actually?
No.
Oh.
His name's Alfred, I believe.
Oh.
Okay.
That went right over my head.
Anyways. So this is what our dear Alfred man came up with. So if you are an only child, you like being the center of adult attention. Mm-hmm. And I would argue center of attention.
Yes, as an only child for 9.5 years, I would agree.
And then only children have difficulties sharing and prefers adult company and uses adult language.
Wait, why is this me?
Because you were an only child.
But is it that profound? Like in the...
Well, I wonder if those were your formative years.
True.
You know, and then suddenly...
Okay, we'll talk about this in a sec.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like stealing the show.
Okay, now, second-born children, we're going to skip to them really quick.
Okay.
They may be more competitive and they want to overtake the elder sibling.
Okay.
They may try to rebel or outdo everyone. Competition can often start to become a rivalry with second children.
Got it. That makes sense.
And then I want to say that second child can sometimes also bleed into the middle children depending on how many siblings you have. So middle children specifically may be a little bit more even-tempered, may have trouble finding their place or standing up for themselves in that way. They're really just sandwiched in between all the other main characters, you guys.
Yeah.
And then the youngest sibling, they want to be bigger than the others, may have huge plans that never work out. Sorry.
That's so sad.
And can stay the baby forever and are frequently spoiled. They are never dethroned. So that leads me to the eldest child.
Oh, yeah. We haven't covered that one yet.
Who, it says, gets dethroned by the next child. has to learn to share. Parent expectations are usually very high, often given responsibility and expected to set an example. So,
Wow.
yeah, that is the siblings.
On point. Thank you, Adler. It's funny because it's like, this is out there and yet it's still happening.
It's so funny. Like there can be so much awareness about these and still they continue to play out across culture.
I feel like this episode is just going to be us having a therapy session with each other over our frustration.
We fully talked about how this is going to be a rant session for us.
You're going to hear us just yap and, for lack of a better word, bitch about it.
Oh, fully.
Where do we even begin?
I mean, let's talk with the parental expectations.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
You know, being an eldest child, every eldest child is an only child at some point in their lives.
Yeah, even if it's just for like six months. I don't know how that would play out. Maybe a year is a little bit more accurate.
Like I was an only child for about a year before I was dethroned.
Do you remember
by my sister?
Those 12 months?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
So I think for people like me, where I technically don't know any different from having any other siblings, where you...
Right. And when you're saying parent expectations, are you talking about like just that, like your parents having expectations, or are you talking about having the role of being like another parent in the home?
Really good distinction. Obviously, both.
That was so formal.
I'm taking on my role as the eldest child right now with my adult language.
So yeah, what did you mean?
I was meaning the parents' expectations of you, which I think sometimes can involve
Parentification. I said it wrong. Yes.
And so parentification, let's give a little definition of what that is.
You're being the parent, for lack of a, or not lack of better, but to keep it short and simple, but like it's basically just roles that maybe a parent would typically take on that is now put on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what can this look like? I think,
driving your siblings to and from school, practices, things like that.
Yeah. Being involved in whatever a parent would be doing. If you as a child are having to do it instead of your parents, oftentimes that's a good indicator that you might be parentified.
Yeah.
Also, parentification can look like taking on adult related emotional responsibilities.
Yes, like being that emotional support for your parents.
Yeah, so there's some things that as children that we in a perfect world shouldn't be aware of. It can be like financial difficulties in the family, conflict between our parents, things like that, where our parents are now like letting us in on that, and in some way are
how jarring is that? Like, do you remember the first time you were let in on some things that you weren't like ready for?
It's hard to say because, how do I say?
You don't have to get into it, but like, is that like a memory that you have?
I think like so. Like, I think pretty early on, like learning to understand the idea of negative feelings, tension in the home.
Do you, wait, I don't know if we have this like plan to like talk about in like a general topic, but I think something to even say, and I'm jumping around, is the emotional aspect of having to take on everyone else's emotions and make sure like everyone's okay in order for you to feel okay.
Kind of like the peacemaker of the family. I don't feel like I can relax unless
everyone else is okay.
Everyone else is good and kind of taken care of. And again, can look like parentification, because if you know that, oh, my dad usually comes home from work in this kind of mood with these kind of expectations and demands, and everything needs to be set in this way. Otherwise, dad is going to have a freak out moment, right? Making sure everything's in place to make sure that the environment is ideal, right? That's kind of taking on responsibility that a child should not be expected to.
No. And I don't think like, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it, but like, I think that that's definitely a great example of that. But, I jumped us around from going.
So I don't know if we want to.
We were talking about.
Well, we're talking about expectations and parentification.
You can be the English. This is what I'm talking about, guys. It's past my bedtime. Just kidding.
It's okay. You can be the younger sibling today.
Thank you. Lead me.
The thing we never got to be.
I know. This is weird. Which I think is something you had mentioned. It's like you wanted to have an older sibling.
Oh my God. I would dream of having an elder sibling. I don't care if it was an older brother, an older sister. I actually, for so long, used to beg my mom to adopt someone. I was so committed to this because I really felt like my life with an older sibling would be so much easier.
How so?
Because I think oftentimes, in my experience, again, being the eldest sibling meant that I was the one to blame. So if conflict or fights ensued with me and my siblings, because I was older, and again,
you should know better.
I should know better. I should be the mature one. It's my responsibility to make sure I keep the peace, right? And you have to understand, I'm barely older than the siblings that are close in age to me.
Are you still put in the role of, because I'm projecting now, but like I'm kind of, I've been told before, like, oh, it's my job to maintain a good relationship with my sibling. I don't know if
I've been told things like when there is, an existing altercation happening between any of my siblings and myself, that the ball is always in my court, even though
it's a relationship. It goes two ways.
Yeah. And I want to take responsibility for my shortcomings. I am not perfect. I know I've hurt them in various ways or let them down.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's hard to be the bigger person.
Yeah.
Like we did not choose to be born first.
No, we didn't choose to be born, period. But no, fully. And
facts.
Yeah. And sometimes you just want like an apology, or you just want to have like some empathy thrown back at you.
Right.
I don't know.
Which, this is detouring a little bit, but it's really wild to me the ability my youngest sibling has to kind of take responsibility, to apologize, to kind of come up to you and ask if you're okay. He like does all those things.
Wow.
And I think so much appreciation.
Cancer. Just kidding.
For that. Oh my God, he is actually a Libra.
I know. I was just kidding.
But your sibling is a cancer.
And that explains everything. Love you. This isn't a secret.
Yeah. Love you most of the time.
Love you when we get along. Gen Z heart. Q Gen Z. Hand heart. Okay. Yeah.
They're going to say that's cringe when they watch this.
Oh, fully.
It's okay.
I got a compliment though.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's the same one I told you about where I posted my outfit on Instagram and I got like a shout out that it was a good outfit from them. And I was like,
okay, nothing feels better than having, especially when it's someone that is younger than you, regardless.
Or someone that like craps on you like 24/7.
They make you work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really rewarding. Anyway, sorry.
No, your sibling was telling me that they found our podcast funny. And I was like, really? But then I had to be chill about it though.
That's so funny.
I couldn't be too excited. And they were like, yeah. Like they're like, it's funny sometimes. Like I was actually laughing. And I'm like,
do you know what part?
No.
Oh shit.
I couldn't.
I know you're trying to be chill.
Care
I know.
Too much.
I know.
But
if they listen to this right now, it's gonna be funny.
Okay. Love you.
So yeah, I keep cutting you off. Do you remember what you were talking about?
Okay, parental expectations. And I think we have to set the tone for our younger siblings a lot of the time. So, which actually, sorry, my brain is all over the place.
No, saying there's so much to talk about.
Suddenly, because I'm like usually it's like the eldest sibling that like, oh, had a good relationship with the teachers or something. Yeah. And then the younger sibling comes in and they're like, oh my God. But then my counter to that is Roderick Heffley.
I'm dying. Okay, wait. Before we get into it, we have to tell the people. We are going to reference a very niche movie called Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Yes, based off of the book series.
I was going to say, it's actually a book.
Yes. And I think everyone knows the book, but the movie adaptation is Academy Award worthy, especially the second one called Roderick Rules. Me and Ayesha share a love for these movies.
Why am I flushed? Me and Abeera send each other like the most niche,
No, it's
like
the fan cams of Roderick.
so it is literally unhinged. Like
We don't even like, I don't find him attractive. It's just so funny.
there was yes, loaded diaper. So Roderick has a boy band called Loaded Diaper.
I really hope people know what this is.
You have to. If you don't,
If you have seen these movies and like it, you've just earned a medal in our books.
like if you know what the cheese touch is,
And not from the book. Well, I guess from the book too.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit, but everyone's read the books.
yeah, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
How fake would that be if I just seen the movies?
I was about to gatekeep this from you. Like, you can't actually like this anymore.
Whoa. Ouch. Okay, yeah. So anyway, so Roderick is the eldest.
And I think
But they're all boys.
Oh, yeah, because there's also Manny.
Yeah.
The
I don't know if that
youngest.
changes anything.
Oh, it might. It might. Because I think Roderick really is like the elder sibling that goes through school, and then you, the innocent child, goes into the 4th grade, and suddenly your teacher hates you for no reason because of your brother's reputation.
Yes.
So
that's all like referenced in the second movie.
yeah.
What a perfect example. A counterexample. Yeah, that's true. I think to that I would say, like, hey, listeners, if you are the eldest or you have experience with an eldest child and maybe gender plays a role here, we just want to know if we're what your experience is for confirmation bias or for some different, I don't know, different views.
And maybe you are a parent listening to us.
Yeah.
And take notes.
Where my Gen Xers at?
Where my Gen Xers at is crazy. It's crazy. Which drawer is your BlackBerry in right now? We know you still have it.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I just made that up. If it lands, I'm looking at you.
That's boomer material. Wait, we can't do this anymore. We're getting hate for hating different generations.
I know. We are. I've gotten a little feedback. Did I tell you that? Okay. Oh my God.
I'm gonna, I think you were maybe getting at something before we got into Roderick. And that was what I think you were gonna say is kind of being like the guinea pig of the family,
100%.
where our parents had no idea what they were doing. So they did the most with us, and take that how you want it. But like in my way, I was in a bubble and I was under some strict parenting. And then the second child comes around and they just do a complete 180.
No, completely. And like in our parents' defense to a certain degree, like I have read that every single child or sibling gets a different set of parents because their parents are going through something different in their lives or have more experience or whatever it is, or more financial stability.
Wait, question.
Yeah.
Because your first 3 siblings are closer in age to you, would you say you had similar parents to them? And then when your youngest sibling came around, then there was a difference in parenting style?
Yes. Okay. As an example, it would never fly if one of us stood on the chair at a restaurant, turned her butt towards the table, bent over, and farted, which is something my youngest sibling has done. And
it was just
like,
laughter after that?
It was just chill. I'm like, I'm like shocked. I'm like, did he really just do that? And I'm like looking at my parents, like just waiting.
Yeah.
Like, go get him.
Yeah.
Nothing. I would never dare do anything like that. And I know gender roles maybe plays.
Oh my God.
Like, you know.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, so
everything.
There's that. And no, but absolutely. Like, I think I had it so much more strict. Me and my first 3, like the first 3 of us had it so much worse than my youngest sibling, who is like, it's just so permissive. He can say no to my parents and walk away with his iPad.
I'm so jealous of that trait that these like Gen Z kids have. It's like, oh, you can say no to our parents? That's crazy.
Like, why are you allowed to have boundaries now?
Yeah.
Like, there was no such thing, I think, as boundaries when we were growing up,
I didn't know what a boundary was.
no, it was like what
I think I learned boundaries in grad school.
Same. Like
I learned the term enmeshment in grad school.
Yes. So many of these things like I had never heard about.
Yeah.
And it was so like revealing. I was just like,
but then we'll get into this later when we talk more about like the cultural aspect. But yeah, no, it's crazy. And like, I'm happy that my younger sibling like gets to experience life in this way, but I'm also so resentful.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Like, and they know it too, because like I constantly like say like, I'm that person that's like, when I was
no, literally. And I just
like, they come home at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I'm like, my curfew, no joke. My high school friends will vouch for this. 9
probably
9 p.m.
And
I was driving.
No.
Like, see, everyone's like, curfew's 11. I'm like, great. Happy for you. It's not for me.
See, I think in my case, like it was usually my friend's car that we were all in. And I remember being in the car stressing, looking at the time, like literally routing it home, seeing how long it's going to get back when I actually have to say something.
Yep.
And it is so stressful. Let us know if you can relate to this. I just hated it so much.
It's horrible. And like, I think it's hard because, and then that's another part of like the strictness. I wasn't allowed to drive in my friends' cars, which is like, honestly, reasonable.
Makes sense.
Like now looking back at it, like, and now knowing like what my siblings' friends do on the road and stuff, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like my parents were trying to keep me safe.
Same with sleepovers. Like, I don't know if you were allowed.
I was not allowed for the longest time. And then I think when I hit high school, I had like a closer group of friends and we knew their families pretty well and stuff. So it became a little bit more lax with some people.
Okay. Because I was always allowed to have people stay over at my house, but I could never go anywhere else. And then same with driving in other people's cars. There was only only a few people my parents felt comfortable with. Is that how it actually went most of the time?
Oh no, I would park my car like on like a random road and be like, okay, like I'm gonna hop in your car.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm here. We're alive. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that there's like technology today where parents can see if you drive outside of a certain radius or if your car is going like a certain mileage or
gosh.
Like if you're going at a certain speed, it sends an alert to your parents' phone.
Wow. I mean, it's cool and like not me being a helicopter parent. I think it's cool because these things are like more safety than it is anything else. But like, I don't know. Did you get grounded?
No.
Neither did I.
No. Yeah. Wait. Whoa. That's weird.
Yeah. We've not
felt
talked about that.
Like I've been grounded, but I've never been like, you're grounded, or I've never had something just taken away.
I've had my phone taken away a couple of times, but not for like long periods of time.
My mom or my dad was not even involved in that way. My mom wouldn't like take my phone away. Sorry, call out. Fully called my dad out. My dad would actually break phones.
That so casually. And I'm like, never mind. Okay.
My father would break phones.
Oh.
He wouldn't take them away. Like my brother, not my youngest brother, but my brother close to my age.
Yeah.
Sorry if this is like trauma dumping for him. But no, my dad would literally get angry at him. Like he spent $1,000 on Clash of Clans.
I'm sorry. What?
It's like this game
1K?
app. Dropped a 1K on, he dropped a rack on this game. And yeah, whenever my dad was pissed and a phone was involved, your phone was getting broken, like snapped in half or thrown into the wall. So that was lovely. But my mom
and you should probably, our co-producer wants us to make a disclaimer.
My father is not a violent man.
Yes, there we go.
He takes his rage out on technology.
Yeah.
But he will not lay a hand on you.
Honestly, I also have anger towards technology. So
yeah.
In a different way.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting.
So, yeah. My mom would take my phone and go through it.
Yeah. Okay.
But she wouldn't like.
Okay, what are our hot takes on that? Because I know my mom's listening to this, but my mom would do similar things sometimes. And that is, I think it's hard because it's like, yeah, as a teenager, I definitely have things to hide, but it's like,
I think every teenager.
that's the thing. It's like
has
every
things.
teenager is going to have something on their phone they don't want their parents to see. So, and then that just breaks the level of trust on both ends.
Completely. Because I think, I, at this point in my life, think I will have kids one day. And I tell myself right now that I will never do something like that. Again, who knows? I'm in the moment. I'm angry. I hope I wouldn't choose
The
that
intergenerational
option.
trauma just comes out.
Yeah, which I have to be so mindful of if that day ever comes. I think a better alternative would be how can we have a conversation where we have the level of trust where you can tell me about the thing
I
that
think my mom's reached that now with my sibling.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that they're scared to tell my mom.
And see, that's so good.
Yeah. Well, it's also terrifying for me. And that's where the resentment comes in, where it's like, why are you not keeping these things to yourself?
Oh, you know what? I have heard some things.
Yeah.
I won't say it, obviously.
No,
but
no, we're not going to out them. But it's just this is TMI.
I'm just in what world would I ever dare share anything related to this?
Some things should stay in your diary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like your diaries were private growing up?
Oh my gosh. Well, I didn't really keep a very avid.
I had a journal.
Active diary. Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like a journal / diary.
I just farted, you guys.
Are we keeping that in? I thought you scratched the couch. You should have just played it off.
No.
We're keeping that in.
You guys, I think that is the first time that's ever happened in front of people.
Okay.
You know what?
Are we on that level now?
I think so. I'm not even embarrassed, which is why I'm embarrassed that I'm not embarrassed. Anyways, moving along.
I love where this is going. I can see the thumbnail now. Toot.
No, that was so toot. That's actually my favorite part.
It was a cute toot. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
Not Abeera thinking my farts are cute,
No,
you guys.
It's because it was so dainty. I thought she literally scratched the couch. How else did your eldest daughter, what else were you responsible for?
Well, I think, let's see. Sorry. I'm just
okay. I'll go first. While you think, because I was 9.5 when my sibling was born, I was in 3rd grade. Right. So honestly, up until 8th grade, I was somewhat chillin', but because my sibling had a nanny that would do a lot of the driving and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I, for some reason, tell me why I was making dinosaur chicken nuggets for them.
Wow.
I was cooking us our post school snacks and things like that. And I was changing diapers when it was diaper time.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. The stories I could tell.
Yeah. Yeah, with your youngest probably, right?
Yeah, there was this one time where I opened his diaper up and it was a full on orange bomb.
Okay, we are talking too much about poops and farts today.
No, and okay, it's relevant because I was immediately no.
Yeah.
Wrap that back up.
Yeah. Oh, my sibling pooped on me once.
No.
But not intentionally.
Well, obviously. That is trauma.
And I was young. I was I was just holding them and
gross.
And green.
Green. The different colors.
And it was a new shirt from Limited 2.
No. Limited 2.
Yeah, I remember it was light green and yellow with polka dots. I was so excited about it.
Your sibling was let me just add to this.
Yeah.
It needs a little bit more.
It's oh, you miss being an only child? Well, I'm going to make it worse for you.
And okay, so I'm carrying my
the orange poop.
Baby
diaper.
brother around, right? Running around my house frantically looking for any parent. None to be found. I'm where the hell are my mom and dad?
Yeah.
So I had to deal with it.
Okay. Oh, that was somewhat anticlimactic.
Oh.
I was expecting something
What,
crazy.
that it got all over me?
I don't know.
Gross.
It's fine. So, okay, diaper changing.
bottle warming.
Oh, I don't
One
think I
time
did that.
my mom was out and my baby brother was like freaking out crying. My dad couldn't figure out how to use the bottle warmer, and I had never used it yet because my brother was brand new. And my dad was like yelling at me. I'm like, why don't you know how to use the bottle warmer? I'm like, what do you mean? This is my first like.
How old were you at this point?
When I was a freshman in high school.
That's so young.
So I was 14 when my youngest brother was born. And yeah, I actually, my freshman year of high school, my mom somehow made it so that I had an open period for last period. So I could come home early
To help.
and I would come home and help her, which I wasn't necessarily like complaining.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah. I think my biggest like responsibility was being a driver
Mhm.
when I started driving. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't able to hang out with my friends after school for many of the days of the week. Why did I say it like that? Because like I had to get home to drive them to golf or to karate or to
Karate.
Yeah, like whatever it was.
did
Baseball. Yeah.
Did all of us go to karate?
No,
Because, okay, I did. Me and my siblings did. And I feel like
that's not all of us.
Oh my God. We only made it to yellow belt anyways because you had to pay to upgrade your belt. But
Capitalism for you, you
no,
guys.
literally, my mom's like, you guys are not good enough to keep
They
going.
said you are gonna not be able to fight off a kidnapper because you are poor.
But like, what a random extracurricular.
It's not random. It's good.
Okay.
I think there's more random ones out there. I did skating at Skateland, roller skating.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like competed in roller skating.
Were you in the roller derby?
No, not like that. Like there, it's like think ice skating. Like there's like a musical number,
Yeah.
and that you've done like a
You just
choreographed
skate to it.
thing too.
Actually, I did know this. I think.
But I was really bad, you guys. So I stopped after like the first competition.
Oh my God.
That's random.
That is okay. I retract what I said.
Whatever. I think we should get into how being the eldest daughter has shaped us into these beautiful beings we are today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. How does it show up?
I have anxiety.
I have anxiety. Hi, my name's Ayesha.
Hi, my name's Ayesha. Oh. My name's Abeera, actually. In case you didn't know. Doesn't seem like I do. And I have anxiety, and I didn't know I did until recently.
No,
And it's gotten worse.
Yeah, I always felt like I never understood fully what anxiety meant until I was a lot older.
Yeah.
And now that I know what it is and can like identify it, I'm like, oh my God, I've been anxious like my whole life, you know? But I think we've talked about this before, but definitely during COVID, I was like,
worse, yeah.
oh my God, this is so bad. What is this that's happening to me? And then being like, oh, got it.
People pleasing?
People pleasing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Kind of goes into like making sure everyone else is okay before you're okay. I think it's very much connected to that for me, at least.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of like never wanting to burden somebody else or asking. I know like when I ask for favors, it like almost hurts me to have to ask that. I would rather kind of do anything else first. And it's also this idea of, I know when I text people, it's like, oh, if you're able to, or if you have the time, or it's not a big deal, or please say no if.
Like there's always like what's
like
that
the
called?
preface.
Yes, the preface. Thank you. Yeah.
You know, of not wanting to like
overstep.
Yeah.
Or inconvenience. Yeah.
And like just the idea that we can take up space.
Crazy.
Like what a concept.
I know. I don't think I fully understand what that means.
Right. And like when it comes to taking up like attention, for example, I don't know if you ever had to fight for attention with you and your sibling.
Honestly, not really.
Okay.
I'm also a Leo rising.
No, exactly. So like part of me wonders, like, is it my childhood trauma? Is it my Leo rising? Because for me and my siblings, because there was literally a million of us.
And you're closer in age. I think that has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah. It was like a bunch of baby birds in the nest.
Yeah.
Like all trying to like talk to my mom. And it's like, oh my God. I remember being in the back seat of the minivan, taking my seatbelt off and like walking all the way up to the front.
Wait, what? This is unhinged.
Because I'm like, she must hear what I have to say. Like,
You walked in the minivan while it's driving?
absolutely.
I love
and I
it.
would just like hold on to their back seat and like try to talk to my mom.
I love how normal you're making this sound. To me, that seems really crazy.
Is it not?
I don't think that's normal.
Oh my God. Oh, and then this is okay. This is I don't want to say this is parentification because I truly want to say I did this from the goodness of my heart. But we were always preparing my mom little treats. Like we were always making her chai, and then
Ooh, is that gift giving or is it positive reinforcement?
is it manipulation? So she
Right.
listens to me when I go walking to the
Or is
front
it
of the
all three?
Is it all three? And I remember she would ask all of us to make her chai, but I would go the extra mile and include a little snack. Like I would,
Ew, I hate you.
like I would always make sure.
What's wrong with you?
I was literally battling for her affection, you guys. I needed to be the best.
Okay, I wasn't that nice. Like, I don't think, like, that's where my eldest daughter stuff kind of stopped. Like, I like recognized I was doing a lot, and I'm like, I'm not going to do any more than I'm asked.
Yeah,
If that makes sense. But I also did a lot of homework help for my sibling.
yeah.
Like, to this day.
Were you guys involved in?
There was a
Kumon?
big senior essay that had to be done, and I mean, not like it wasn't hard, but like I just went through and like read it all and fixed things and gave comments and stuff. So like it's still happening.
Yeah. Go off.
Go
Big
off.
sis.
I think something else. There's a couple other things, of course, but like there's something else came to mind, which is the aspect of like feeling guilty when you are having fun.
Oh my God. You can't have too much fun as an eldest sibling.
Yeah. Especially
And-
if you know things are tense at home.
Yes, because even to ask, because I feel like as the eldest, we couldn't even just say, hey, I'm going to do this.
Or recently, I mean, I don't feel this way too much anymore because I've moved out. But before that, I'd be like, I have to get home by like 5. Why? Who knows? But I felt like I was like needed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I needed to be home so I could be accessible.
Right. And it's like, for what?
For what?
Yeah.
And my mom's told me before, like, we don't need you. In fact, like you're good. Like, it's nice that you're gone. Like, I'm trying to say it in the way that she did. She didn't say it like that. She's just like, it's one less person to worry about, essentially. Like, if you're out for dinner, I don't have to worry about what you're eating for dinner. Like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then I feel the guilt of like, my mom cooked. Like, why am I not home for dinner? Like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I feel really guilty being so far from home in that
Yeah.
kind of way, where I've almost had like exposured myself out of it a little bit.
Right.
But I still get the sensation of like today was my brother's 6th grade graduation.
Congratulations.
I know. I mean, my mom sent me the live stream and like he fully wasn't there. Like our last name is R and they went straight into the S last name. So I tried to call her and be like, because I'm not going to watch the hour-long live stream and search for him when
That's
there was
rude.
a line of kids. Anyways, but yeah, it's like stuff like that where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I wish I was there. Or he was going to Kumon. I don't think he.
Oh my God. Wait. I also had to drive my sibling to Kumon and Mathnasium.
Not Mathnasium. Oh my God. No, yeah. Like the drop-offs, the pickups, the waiting in the car. And it wasn't just him. It was my other sister, who's my youngest sister as well.
Yeah.
And I know I've told you this story. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast.
Okay.
Where me and my sister went on a little adventure during the day. And then it was time to pick up my siblings. But we needed gas first. And I'm so sorry to expose my sister. But my sister filled our tank only for our car to fully stop in the middle of the road later.
Oh, yes, the story. I'm like, where's this going?
Because she filled our entire empty tank with diesel gas.
And then I think we responded with, how did your car not blow up?
Yeah, I have no idea. It was a Honda Pilot, maybe. Like
invest in a Honda Pilot.
Invest in a Honda Pilot. They can take diesel gas. They will stop in the middle of the road. But if you have lawyers nearby to help you push your car.
Is that who helped you?
Yes.
Lawyers.
We stopped right in front of this law office and we were pushing, and then all these guys in suits came running out. So
I mean, it is a man's job.
Support your local law practice. Anyways, yeah, like we were on our way.
To Kumon?
No, we were on our way to pick up my siblings, and then we
not
had
from
to
Kumon.
No,
okay.
we had to walk at that point. But yeah,
okay, I love that for you.
Thank you. And I think me and her are kind of like in some ways eldest sisters together.
Yeah,
in some ways,
close enough. Yeah,
I'm like scared of her a little bit. I'm so sorry if she's listening to this.
Why? Like, because like, does she take on more of that?
So
like,
she takes
authority?
on so much of that like authority role where she even like bosses my dad around.
That's me. Sorry.
And I feel like I think the like fear of leadership, or not fear of leadership, but fear of authority figures. You know,
I have that too, though.
And I just
wait. I'm confused. Why am I everything?
I feel like you're like very mixed.
I'm so mixed.
Like for in other ways, like when it comes to being type A or not, I wonder if there's any correlation with being an eldest daughter in any way, of being organized or having to be organized.
I'm type A, guys, in case you didn't know.
And it's weird because like I'm really not. Unless But here's again.
Well, you are. You could be. Guys, Ayesha was posting for the Met Gala on our Instagram page, and she's like, so we're using the same color pink for every post. So what I'm doing is I'm like uploading the picture of the previous pink so I can color match it with the pink for this. And I was like, oh, okay. So in those situations, you can be.
I think I can be extremely particular about certain stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But yeah, but type A extends past that. I see what you're saying.
Like at what point is it like disordered and what point is it organizational skills?
Okay.
But yeah, anyways.
But yeah, authority, like fear of authority, me. Whenever I have friends that like push that boundary a little bit, I get so scared.
Oh, and like in what context? Like
it could be anything. It could be being too loud in a quiet place. It could be
following the rules.
Yeah. Yes. Following the rules. It could be, and with that, like one example is we were at the airport, and like the airport police was like guiding people like out of like a certain like parking area, and my friend was just parked there, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, this is not going to result in like, you know, whatever. Yeah. And I think I was actually with a friend who is also an eldest daughter. And so she was like, I'm just going to like wait and like hopefully like she's going to walk away. Like we were kind of freaking out together, but I was definitely feeling the
debrief was probably amazing.
And we didn't get caught. Like there was no.
Yeah.
So we kind of like did some exposure together.
Oh my gosh. See, I get stressed when my partner walks into the exit only side of the grocery store.
I would freak out. I've totally stopped my mom. I'd be like, Mom, that's the exit.
I get so stressed.
The green at Target, it's like designated. Yeah, and I'm like, the green one.
That one. No, it's just, and I don't know what it is. Because
are you a backseat driver? I am.
Oh,
I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
You're like, I am.
I'm sorry, I'm bringing up my mom a lot, but she hates when I am in the car with her because I'm like, your driving sucks.
I do it with my partner. I don't think I do it with other people. Like I've fully been in the car with friends, and this is like very recently, and they're fully about to hit the car.
Oh, good. But that's just because you're so nice.
And I'm just like, here we go. Like bracing myself for impact.
You're passive in those situations.
Yes.
I didn't mean to say like you yourself are passive.
No.
Sorry.
I was once helping my friend who was fully like a full-on adult, like in their 20s, learn how to drive. And they
never too late.
Fully swerved when they were turning into like down a street, didn't hit the brakes at all. I thought the car was gonna flip. And I was just like, it's okay. Everything's fine. Like, I need to be the strong eldest sister.
I was just like, what is one thing I can see? What is one thing I can hear?
The car's flipping. I'm like, look at that bird.
Just practice some mindfulness.
There goes the tire. Like I can hear that. No. Smelling some gas. Like
But I will say, you also touched on one more keyword, which is the leadership thing with your sister. I think is when you brought it up.
Yeah.
Very much with maybe also the type A aspect too. But like, I feel like I'm always right. I don't know if that's also an attribute of.
I always think I'm right. But depending on who I'm talking to, like I will like give in faster. You know, like with my partner, I'm relentless. Like I won't stop until like I dom him so hardcore all the time. Like I will not back down until
I like that too, but I'm trying to think, do I show up that way in every relationship or I'm doing some self-reflection, you guys. And
I know I don't. Like I know if you and I were talking about something and you're like, "Oh no, you're fully wrong." I would be like, "Okay."
That's not good.
No, I'm willing to be like, I'm willing to be wrong. Cause like maybe I am fully wrong and you tell me, I'm not gonna like fight you on it. I'm gonna look within and be like, okay, am I? Whereas with my partner, if he says I'm wrong, I'm not looking within.
Okay. And I think now that I've finished my self-reflection for right now, I will say if it's like a serious conversation, I will do more self-reflection on my stances and stuff.
Yeah.
Versus us just having a quirky, silly conversation. I will like die on the hill that I have chosen to be on.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah.
I feel like Abeera and I could talk about this literally forever. And in many ways, this felt like a chaotic vent session. So,
which I hope you guys were able to follow our train of thought,
our ramblings.
Yes.
And that being said, we did want to kind of address the fact that we didn't quite get to the cultural element that ties into being an eldest daughter, but I think we have plans to bring up our culture in a future episode and really
and maybe we'll just like nod back to this episode. So hopefully everyone's listening to this so they'll know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
But we hope that was somewhat relatable to every single one of you in some way. As we said, like you probably know an eldest daughter, and if not, just empathize.
And
practice
maybe there's
empathy.
People who aren't eldest children who have had everything we've talked about, can relate to aspects of what we talked about.
Sure,
So,
absolutely. Let us know.
Eldest daughters unite.
Yeah, no, seriously. And then let us know if you want to start a support group together.
No, literally, that's like an amazing idea.
I wonder if it exists. We should look into it.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely. Okay.
Well, I think we'll do a tarot to end us up. And yeah, cool. Okay.
All right. Okay, do you want to shuffle?
Okay. Yeah. Shuffle.
Okay,
if that's
hold your
okay.
mic. Of course.
I feel like I've parted ways with this for a while.
I know.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
I did it for like 10 weeks and I'm already missing them.
Oh?
I've lost my touch, Ayesha.
Oh my God. I took it away from you. Oh, okay. We had some cards just go flying out.
Stared at me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Here's your mic.
Thank you. Okay.
And we are looking at somewhat
they're giving
beluga
porpoise
whales.
energy.
Oh. I'm
Do
like,
you know what a porpoise is?
No.
So porpoises are in the same family as like whales and dolphins. They're a cetacean, I believe is what they're called.
It does look like a mix of like a whale.
Yeah. So
and a
they used to
dolphin.
have at SeaWorld, cancel SeaWorld, boycott SeaWorld. They used to have in the dolphin show,
Mhm.
they used to have a couple of porpoises doing it with the dolphin. Sorry, that sounded weird. They had porpoises in the dolphin show.
Why does Vera get freaky during tarot time?
Because of the walruses?
Yeah.
I'm like, when has that happened?
Okay, let's read it.
What does it say, Ayesha?
Okay, it says life is better together.
Aw.
Which, if you're an eldest daughter,
Find your support system at your local support group.
yes. Okay, seek assistance from your community. Connect with family.
Oh no. Sorry.
Family, friends, or others who will support you.
Yes.
It can be
You are valid.
It can be a simple as making a phone call. I think there's a typo.
No. It can be as simple as, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm like trying to be really good about not tripping up on my words when I read things.
But that wasn't your fault.
And I fully blame there's fully a typo. Yeah. It can be as simple as making a phone call.
So how
How many people are going to listen to this and call their oldest sisters?
Oh my God. If you are not the eldest sibling, I don't care what gender your eldest sibling is, text them right now saying, I appreciate you.
Oh my God. That. Please do.
Like, no context needed. We need it. Like, honestly, I would start crying if I received a text like that.
100%.
Why am I already second week in a row, guys? I'm crying.
Abeera clearly needs some support.
What full moon are we about to have?
I don't know. We should look into that.
Anyways, I think that needs to be a thing. Please text your eldest. And if you are the eldest, what do we do? What should we take away with this? Find another eldest child and
continue perpetuating the cycle.
And just talk it through. Like, get some validation.
You know, if you are an eldest sister, daughter, sibling, son, find another friend who can relate to this experience and listen to this podcast together. Maybe, well, you clearly just listened to it. So,
well, yeah.
Send this podcast to a friend.
I just thought we should do an episode on like the different like birth order, like red flag or green flag.
Oh my God. I'm so down. I can think of some already.
Hot takes.
We should do a hot takes episode.
Yeah. Ooh.
I like it.
Who's going to be on the chopping block? Anyway, go find some support. Go get some validation. Go give some validation.
Take care of yourself. Get a sweet treat.
All the things. Love you guys.
Love you. Thank you for listening. And we'll see you
next week.
Oh my God.
Bye.
Bye. Although we cover themes of mental health, Girl, Are You Okay is not a substitute for therapy or mental health services. Also, thank you to our co-producers, Geb and Eric.